My parents let me grow up, thinking we were broke. Then I found out they had 5.4 million. I grew up believing we were one bad month away from losing everything. Not tight budget broke. I mean real, scary, don't ask for anything kind of broke. My dad drove a 1997 Honda Civic that looked like it survived a war and lost. The bumper was barely hanging on, the AC didn't work, and every time I asked why we couldn't get a new car, he'd just say, "This car has character." It didn't. It had rust. My mom treated coupons like a full-time job. She had an actual binder, organized by aisle, expiration date, store. One time she drove 25 minutes just to save 40 cents on canned corn. I missed my baseball game for that trip. For corn, we never ate out, ever. I asked for McDonald's once when I was 9, and she looked at me like I'd asked for a private jet. We have food at home. The food at home was rice and a chicken leg that looked like it had already lost 2 fights. My clothes? Hand-me-downs from my cousin Derek. He was built completely different, so I looked ridiculous. I told kids it was the style. It wasn't. One of the shirts still had his name tag on it. I went to school wearing someone else's name like it was mine. Christmas was the worst part. Every year, same speech. It's gonna be a small Christmas this year. Every year, it was. When I was 12, I got a flashlight. My dad said, "You never know when the power goes out." I wanted a PlayStation. He gave me emergency preparedness. My little brother Eli got a dictionary when he was 8. He cried. My mom said, "Knowledge is the real gift." Eli couldn't even spell knowledge. That's why he needed the dictionary. I started working at 14, busting tables, 4 nights a week. I'd come home exhausted and hand my mom $50 from my tips to help with groceries. She'd take it, eyes watery, telling me I was a good son. Eli started mowing lawns at 12 in the heat, pushing a mower heavier than him, thinking he was helping pay bills. We weren't kids. We were backup plans. I took out $60,000 in student loans because my parents said money was tight. I ate ramen for 4 years, the kind where the broth looks like dirty water. My girlfriend left me because I couldn't afford to take her out. I wasn't saving money. I was surviving. Then last month, everything broke. Dad had a heart attack. He's okay now. But in the panic, my mom gave me and Eli access to their accounts, just in case. I logged in expecting to see maybe a couple thousand. It was $3.4 million. Savings, $800,000. Investments, $1.2 million total, $5.4 million. I thought it was a mistake. I called Eli. He checked too. Then just started shouting so loud his wife ran into the room. We drove straight to the hospital, and there was my dad, sitting in bed eating Jell-O like a man who didn't have millions sitting untouched. I asked him straight up, "What is that money?" He didn't even hesitate. "So you saw it. That was it." I said, "We grew up eating rice and sad chicken. You had 5.4 million?" My mom calmly said, "We didn't want you boys to grow up entitled. Money changes children." Eli snapped. "You gave me a dictionary for Christmas. And look at your vocabulary now," she said. He was 8. I told him about my loans, the ramen, my girlfriend leaving me. Dad said, "That made you financially disciplined." No, it made me broke. Those are not the same thing. Eli brought up how he missed a school trip because it cost $200. He cried for a week. Mom said softly, "You learned not every opportunity is guaranteed." He didn't learn a lesson. He stayed home. Then I asked the question that changed everything. "The $50 I gave you every week, where did it go?" Silence. Then she said it. "It's in a mutual fund. My money. The money I gave thinking I was helping keep the lights on. She had been investing it the entire time, while I believed we were one bill away from losing everything." Dad wrote us checks right there in the hospital, paid off my loans, gave Eli the same amount. He said, "You earned this by becoming who you are." And I wanted to feel grateful. I do. But I also remember wanting cereal as a kid. Jeans that fit. A Christmas that didn't feel like survival training. Last Sunday, Eli called me. "Did you know they paid for the house in cash back in 1998? We were told our whole lives we might lose it." I asked my mom. She said, "That was motivational. My parents are worth $5.4 million. I grew up wearing someone else's name on my shirt, and the hardest part, none of it was necessary. I love them, but I don't know if I'll ever look at them the same again. So tell me honestly, did my parents raise us right or lie to us our entire lives? Is this discipline or straight up emotional manipulation? Would you forgive them after this? Or would something like this change everything for you? And if you were in my place, would you feel grateful or betrayed?"